Alright, I'll do a Draw My Life video.
Sp4zie and plenty.
Hello, YouTube! Sp4zie coming right at you. I was born the 22nd of August in 1989, which makes me 22-year-old. I grew up in a family with my mom, my dad, my little sister, and my older sister, and eventually a dog, whose name is Simba. But it's not a guy, it's a girl. I don't know, it's weird. One of my biggest passions as a kid was computer games. I know, shocker, right? The nickname I gave my younger sister when she was born was my little noob. And I didn't call it having a birthday, I called it real life level up. So obviously I was quite popular with the cool kids. No. Luckily for me though, I grew up in this sort of like idyllic suburb in Stockholm, Sweden, where all my classmates were really nice and the teachers were awesome and everyone was different, but it was okay. And that in combination with the fact that I was always this stupid dork who wanted to make people laugh very much formed who I am, I think. Since I felt so secure with my situation, I was never self-critic. If something that I thought was funny popped into my mind, I said it, and if I wanted to do something weird, I did it. It wasn't always like received well, but it was never received with anything but, you know, love and, okay, if that's what you want to do, then do it, man. And I did it. Here are some of the things that I almost exclusively did for a short and very intensive time period. And these are just like ideas that pop into my mind that I use the internet and books and a huge amount of my free time to try and actually do. Alright, so I wanted to learn how to play the flute. I wanted to play the guitar. I wanted to play the piano. I wanted to play the drums. I wanted to learn how to juggle. I wanted to create fun animations with Flash. I wanted to create my own computer game. I wanted to create fun 3D animations using Maya. I wanted to learn how to beatbox. I wanted to learn how to do magic and card tricks. I wanted to learn how to use Photoshop. I wanted to go scuba diving. I wanted to play football, or soccer, as some of you call it. And let's stop there actually, because soccer and sports is what led me to what I probably would describe as the only real roadblock that I've hit during my still quite young life. So I've been playing football for as long as I can remember, and when I was 13 years old and about to start 7th grade, I went to a specialized school for football and I did a tryout, and I was so thrilled when I got the letter in the mail letting me know that there was a spot for me on this particular school. I mean, this essentially meant that I was gonna go to a school and get put in a class where everyone loved football, and we were gonna get coached by some rather well-known names within the Swedish young football sphere, if you will. But it also meant that I would go to a school in another part of Stockholm. Now, I had no idea, but by leaving my safe and idyllic, loving, caring suburb, I was in for quite a change. I came to a place where it wasn't really okay to be whoever you wanted to be. Essentially, if you weren't a badass, you would get tormented. If you showed one sign of weakness, everyone was onto you. And God forbid that you'd be nice. No, f*** that. What are you, gay? Hey, watch me throw this rocky snowball at that passing car. 420! As you can imagine, this was quite a shock for little dorky, naive, computer game loving Sp4zie. Now, I'd love to tell you that I didn't care about that stuff, I was just being me. I am a strong 13-year-old, I'm not gonna listen to... That was not the case. I was so afraid that I'd be stuck in my new environment without any friends that I did whatever it took to be accepted. So, I started to act like a badass. It's quite simple, really. Just pretend you don't give any f*** about school, or friends, or family, and you're all set, basically. Now, I was way too afraid to do any of the actual stuff. I was never the one to actually go in and shoplift and snatch a soda or whatever. I was way too chicken for that. But I walked and talked like them, and I got accepted. Yay! As time passed, I realized how unhappy this made me. I mean, it was not me. One day, I remember that we had a new kid starting our class, and unlike me, he didn't really follow the rules. He was a nice guy, and as a result, everyone gave him a hard time. Now, I never said or did anything towards this guy, but to this day, I still feel terrible, knowing that I just stood there and let that happen. This guy sort of turned my life back around when he left our class, like a month after he started. I talked a little bit to him, and he said like, yeah, I'm going back to the school I was supposed to start in because it sucks here. I was like, yeah. Clearly I wasn't really the smartest kid. I'd never even thought of that as an option. Why would I stay at one place if I'm not happy there? So I talked to my mom and dad, and they helped me get back to the school I was supposed to start in if I wouldn't have gotten a spot at this football school. I got back there, and it was like, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. I continued to pick up all the stuff that I was doing. I was being a dork and loved to make people laugh. And unfortunately, the football died in the process. Partly because I got burned out because I trained like 12 times a week. But also because I think I associated a little bit with something that I wasn't. Since then, I've been through a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm 20 years old, so I can't really cover everything here. I've traveled Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Japan, Spain, Greece. I've had several different jobs. Worked in a grocery store, worked with telephone marketing, cooked and served food at a cafe, worked as a bed salesman. Right now, I'm attending university up in North Sweden, and I'm studying to become a radio producer. It's great fun because I get to do a lot of stuff with my voice. And all this said and done, there are two things in my sort of latter life, if you can call it that I am unconditionally happy for. Number one, I've found this girl who's just this amazing person. Not only does she support me and help me evolve as a person, even though she sometimes have no idea what I'm talking about. She doesn't play computer games. But she's also become my absolute best friend, and I love her very much. She's not yet comfortable showing herself to you guys. I mean, all this is still kind of new for both her and me. But in time, maybe she will. Number two, I have this YouTube channel. The reason this YouTube channel is so important to me is because all of those stuff that I've impulsively done throughout my life, I get to use them and reuse them here. And not only do I get love and support from you guys doing this, but you also freaking inspire me to do more and to try what's new. Honestly, just to sit down and talk about some of the stuff that happened in my life is something I've never done before. And I wouldn't have done it unless you guys had been like pushing me towards it. And speaking of YouTube, we've just hit 200,000 subscribers! Thank you guys so much for being a part of my life by watching my videos. Let me know what you thought of the video, guys, by hitting the like or dislike, add it to your favorites if you want, share it on Facebook and Twitter if you want. And remember, if you're not happy, make a change. It might be scary, but going around not being yourself, that's horrifying. Alright, I love you all. Stay tuned for more videos. This has been Sp4zie, and I am out. Dudes!